Yay! I just finished binge watching Maniac. This is something I've been looking forward to for the past, I don't know what it's been, a month, 2 months, ever since they dropped the first trailer. And I've been waiting for it, man. Like when I woke up today, that was my plan to watch Maniac. I thought it was yesterday. I woke up yesterday all pumped to watch it, and I realized it didn't come out till today. Anyway, um, I'll tell you this. Like, right off the bat, it was not what I was expecting from the trailer. Like, the trailer led me to believe a little bit differently than what it ended up being. Um, but that's not to say I was disappointed. Not at all. Um, I really enjoyed this thing, actually. And my prediction is a lot of people probably won't. I'm not anticipating, like, amazing reviews for this thing, only because of how all over the place it is. Like, this movie, and see, I like it. I like that about it because, I don't know, I'm a little ADD, I guess, and the constant, like, jumping around and, kind of, I don't know, all these new storylines and stuff, like, it's confusing at first, I'll say that. When you first start out, the first 3 or 4 episodes, like, it takes until probably episode 4 to get in the groove, and you're like, okay, I know what's going on here now. Like, before, it was a little confusing, you're trying to figure things out, but I think it was designed that way. Um, it's, I call it a clusterfuck of incredible. That's what it is for me. A lot of people just say it's just a clusterfuck, but to me, I really enjoy this thing. It's like a mix of psychology, like all this stuff it explores is stuff that I am already interested in. So it's like psychology, psychotherapy, dreams, and the subconscious. It's all of that, all kind of mixed in together, and that's all stuff that I'm interested in. If you look back at some of my old videos, you'll see I've talked about some of those things before with the EMDR and just that's the kind of stuff I'm into. So the first impression I got from this, like very first scene of the first episode, is this 80s vibe. It's set in like basically, you know how they made in the 80s, how they made movies that were supposed to be futuristic, and that futuristic setting was really kind of silly. It looked like very 1980s. They tried to make it look, 2020-ish, but it was actually very 1980. That's what this had as a recurring theme throughout it. Like, and I loved that because, I don't know, nostalgia or what, but I love 80s. I love 80s sci-fi stuff. This thing, it actually, probably one of my favorite things about it is that it brought up feelings or thoughts. It brought up a lot of thoughts from like 80s films that I liked and other sci-fi movies that I enjoy. And I wrote down a list of the movies that came to mind while watching this to give you an idea of maybe if you'll enjoy it or not. But Mr. Nobody, Tron, it felt a lot like Tron, and Blade Runner. Like, that's what the graphics and things were like. The computers looked very antiquated. Like, it's kind of a genre thing, but I really enjoy it. But then also the show explores like dreams and stuff, and so it also brought up thoughts of Inception, and Cloud Atlas was another thing that kept like coming up in my mind of like people coming together through different lifetimes. Like, that's what I got from it. So basically the story is there's this guy, and he's had mental breakdowns in the past. He's diagnosed schizophrenic, and so he goes to this pharmaceutical company for a drug trial that's supposed to help. It's supposed to be better than psychotherapy. This drug is supposed to basically cure you of mental illness. And then you also have the other character in the story, which is played by Emma Stone. She is dealing with like demons of her own. She feels guilty for her sister's death and how she treated her sister, and so this is why these two people are in this pharmaceutical trial. That's why they're there. Also, Emma Stone in the story, she is addicted to one of the drugs that they are supplying in the trial, and you'll have to watch it to understand everything. I'm not going to go through every single detail of this thing, but I just wanted to say like what I liked about it basically, and what maybe a lot of people won't enjoy this series. I enjoyed it very, very much. I think they do an awesome job at like portraying dreams in or the dream state in this movie. Like it's kind of how dreams really are. Like that's one thing I thought they did really good in Inception. Like you know how in a dream like characters will change and things from your real life bleed into it, but it doesn't quite make sense. And you know, one minute you're talking to your brother, and the next minute he's actually not your brother, he's your friend. Like that kind of thing. Like they did a very good job at portraying dreams in this series. I'm really glad too, like that it turned out to be, you know, like a one-off series. It's going to be a mini-series. I don't think it's going to spin off any sequels or like there's not going to be a season 2 of Maniac. And I'm glad because we have plenty of shows like that where you're not sure if there should be a season 2, but everyone loved it so much that they make a season 2. Like I really hope they don't try to spin this somehow into a season 2. It was very conclusive. There was no reason to have any kind of season 2, so hopefully they just let it stand as is. Anyway, I wanted to get this review up because I'm sure there won't be a whole lot of them up yet, but I'm sure in the days to come there's going to be a ton of them, and my prediction is they're not all going to be positive reviews, but I enjoyed it very much. I think you should check it out, but like I said, it may not be for you. If you get halfway through and it's not for you, it's probably not going to be for you, you know what I mean? But I think also the way that it kept kind of changing themes, like first off you have the story of these people trying to overcome like these mental states that they're in, these states of depression. Then you also have an overarching story of the artificial intelligence that's used in the psychotherapy and the doctors trying to control it, and it like I said, it's a clusterfuck, but to me it's a clusterfuck of incredible. So let me know what you think. Check this thing out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Maybe you hated it. Maybe you feel just like me and you thought it was amazing. But I'd like to hear about it. Let me know in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed it. And if you enjoy stuff like this where I just talk about series that I enjoy, talk about movies I enjoy, nerd shit, comic books, pop culture, if you're into that sort of thing, subscribe for more, because that's what I do here. Whenever I feel the need to talk about something, I fire up the camera and I do a one-take video like this. So sometimes it's a little all over the place, kind of like this one, but I feel it's most real that way. So if you enjoy that sort of thing, subscribe for more. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.